Once you understand shochu, the real question is, what do you do with it? For me, that's where it gets interesting, because it doesn't behave like most spirits, and that gives you a lot more room to work with. I was first introduced to shochu through the bar world. What stood out right away was how flexible it was. It didn't dominate a drink, it worked with it. It sits in a different place than most base spirits, lighter than whiskey and different than vodka, and more adaptable than people think. If I'm making something simple, I'll start with Nikaido and go for a more highball style drink. So for this first cocktail, I prepared one that I like to call the Strikeout. This first cocktail I prepared, the Strikeout, as I said, is a highball. So we're gonna grab a highball glass. And for this cocktail, the first ingredient, we're using a really lovely Amaro. I personally like one that has more of those bitter cherry notes. So we use a 1/4 ounce of Amaro. And that goes right into our glass. The second ingredient is a coffee liqueur. I love a coffee cocktail. Honestly, I love coffee in general, caffeine themed. So I should state that this cocktail, it's kind of a take on a coffee tonic. So we have our Amaro. Now we have a 1/2 ounce of our coffee liqueur. And this is really going to complement that barley note in our Nikaido Shochu. So 2 ounces of shochu. So just to recap, 1/4 ounce Amaro, 1/2 ounce coffee liqueur, 2 ounce of shochu. A little bit of ice goes right into the glass. And then we top it off with some tonic water. So excited. Okay, grab a spoon. Just give it a quick little agitation to make sure everything is all homogeneous and mixed up. And for garnish, we're going to do a little maraschino cherry on a pick. So grab my toothpick, let's do 3 cherries. And that's gonna sit right on top there. And this is the Strikeout. Kanpai. For a more spirit-forward stirred cocktail, let's make one I'm really fond of called a Spring Fling Martini. We're going to grab a mixing glass for stirring cocktails, looks like this. Now, the great thing about the Spring Fling Martini, it's for when you want a martini without the commitment of high-proof spirit. So, low-proof martini. So first things first, you're going to grab a little strawberry gin. I really like this because it's distilled with strawberry, so you have that flavor without the sweetness. So it's a 1/4 ounce of strawberry gin. That goes right in our mixing glass. Next is going to be a 1/2 ounce of a Blanc vermouth. You just want a vermouth that has a little more structure and body to it. So Blanc vermouth, 1/2 ounce. This is gonna be so good, guys. All right, and then we do 2.5 ounces of our shochu. So barley and strawberries, it's like a flavor match made in heaven. Really, really makes this cocktail great. And I think it's nice because when you're using shochu for stirred cocktails, you can skew the proportions more in favor of your shochu, so you only need a little bit of that modifying ingredient, and that flavor is still really going to carry through. Shochu is like every ingredient's best friend. It just makes it better. So we have everything in our glass. We're gonna fill it up with some ice. Have a martini glass ready. And ideally you'd have a chilled martini glass, but it's just for us, so this is fine. Give this cocktail a nice little stir. And what you want to look for is your glass to get cold. And it's the sensation we say when the ice drops. So it gets easier to stir and you can tell that everything is now all mixed together. That looks lovely. So now I'm going to strain this out into our martini glass. Perfect. And last but not least, just to help bring out that flavor of strawberry, we have a fresh strawberry slice right on the rim. So that's the Spring Fling Martini for you. Last in our lineup of cocktails for this episode, let's shake things up for a bright, refreshing cocktail I like to call a Nikaido Passion. Shaken cocktail, we're going to use a shaking mixing tin. So grab the smaller half. I love this cocktail. It's perfect for the summer. It's bright, it's tart because of the passion fruit. The first ingredient is going to be 1 dash of cardamom bitters. This brings that really aromatic element to your cocktail. So we have a dash right in your tin. Then we have a fresh passion fruit syrup. These are great. You can find them in stores to buy. You can also make your own. We have 3/4 ounce of the passion fruit syrup. And that goes right into our tin. Next is 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Always use fresh citrus. All right. Now, when we're doing shaken cocktails with a low ABV spirit like shochu, it does require a little bit more technique, but don't worry, it's easy. The entire recipe for Nikaido Passion uses 2 ounces of shochu. For a shaken cocktail, we just split that up. So we have 1 ounce of the shochu into your cocktail tin. So we shake this. So this gets all of your ingredients aerated, chilled, diluted, and all mixed together. We finish off after shaking with that last ounce of shochu. The reason behind this is something that we call bruising your spirit. All that means is if you have a spirit that is a little lower in alcohol, it's more delicate. So it's more prone to kind of losing that structure and all the aroma that makes it really beautiful. So we just want to keep that integrity. So we split it up so you still have that flavor. We have our ingredients in our tin. We're going to add ice to our tin. Filled it all the way up. I have a rocks glass ready to go with some nice ice chilling. Let's shake it up. So a good rule of thumb for people that are new to shaking cocktails, you can either kind of count to 12 in your head. I think that's a great number to go with, or just shake until your tins are really cold. 12 is a good number to kind of count to, though, to where you will almost always have a perfectly diluted cocktail. I just added that last ounce of shochu into the tin. I double strain it right into my glass. Got that really beautiful froth on top. That looks so good. And then to finish it off, we're going to express a little lemon twist onto the top of our glass. This brings out that really sharp, bright lemon aroma. So with your peel, you have the skin side and the white pith. We want the skin side. Face your glass, give a little squeeze, and you see that expression of oils? Drop it right in your glass. This is the Nikaido Passion. We've now made 3 different styles of cocktail with shochu. Something sparkling, something spirit forward, and something shaken and refreshing. So now we understand the biggest shift in using shochu cocktails is not overthinking it. You don't need a rule book. You just need to know what you like. So whether you're behind the bar or just trying something new, this is where you start. This is Shochu Compass. Find your direction.